All participants of the podcast are either medical marijuana patients or in a state where it is recreationally legal. Two Fried Eggs podcast does not condone any illegal marijuana or drug use or sales.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Two Fried Eggs podcast. Dolph, what's up, homie? How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's got a little head cold though, so kind of sucks, but yeah.
Man, I've been having a bunch of that shit too, just like my sinus type of stuff, sneezing and whatnot.
My wife's a teacher, so she brings home all kinds of crap.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Anytime you have kids or anything like that in school, man, you're bound to get sick all the freaking time.
Yeah, man. Don't mind.
How's the weekend been? Everything good?
I had a blast this weekend. It's Mardi Gras weekend, so there's all kinds of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
And that's always fun. And then we had a birthday party yesterday to go to, which was kind of funny. I didn't know it was going to be a place that I needed to do anything, but I ended up roller skating, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I'll be honest,
birthday
when my
party
mom
to go to yesterday as well.
Okay. When my mom died when I was 11, I got moved from one city to another one overnight with my stepdad to where he was living at. It was weird. They weren't even together when she died, but he took us, me and my brother in anyway. So overnight I had to fucking move like 3 cities away from where I was at, and we didn't have any transportation. So I went to one of the thrift stores close where we were at, and I found a pair of skates. And I wore those fucking things out. It was like a downtown area where we were living at the time, and it was all cobblestone roads and shit. And I had a blast. I mean, there was hills and stuff you could go down. Like, I was 11 years old and lost my mom and lost my way and needed some way to exert my energy.
Right.
And so I was out there skating my little heart out and fucking crying and shit.
That's how I was as a kid, man. Except I used rollerblades, but I used to rollerblade all over the town I lived in, little town.
I know. I laugh when I think of you on a set of blades.
Blades,
little blade man.
Hell yeah, dude. I used to rollerblade all over the place, and then I'd rollerblade so much my ankles would get swollen and shit, you know. But anyway, man. So we're talking gaming, huh? Gaming.
Yeah, man.
Some motherfucking Hogwarts Legacy, the game that everybody's playing and stirring up a bunch of controversy from the time people started talking about it.
You know, it's a big game when I know she's a big streamer, but Tails is playing it now. Yeah. Like I saw her playing earlier today, so I was like, that. It's a serious game when she's playing, because she selected what she plays on her stream, and I appreciate that. So are you, but I think she's a little more selective than you are.
Yeah, I jump around a lot, man.
Fucking stranded deep piece of shit game. I love it.
Yeah, I jump around a lot, man. But Hogwarts, I didn't know what going into it. Like, I knew I was going to buy it, but I didn't know how much I was going to like it. I told you, like, before it came out, how I just kind of went through and watched all the Harry Potter games movies, just so I would have kind of an idea of the storyline or something, you know, to go off of. But even after that, dude, like, I'm not a huge Potter fan. They were good. They were decent movies, but they weren't anything that's like, man, I fucking love that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what to expect.
I'm a Potter fan. Like, and I wasn't before my wife. You know, we've been together for 11 years. It's you can brainwash someone in that time frame, and I've been a Potter fan now for that. But I wasn't a fan. But this game, like, looking from the outside, looking at, I haven't started playing this game yet. I haven't had time or anything. It looks like you can get into it even if you're not a part of the movies, because there's so many things. Everything's all removed from what you would know from the movies. But at the same time, if you are a fan of the movies and the books, you see things visually that you'll remember from this and from that. Like, what's his name? The Giant's fucking house. It's not his house right now. It's storage in this time frame. But if you know, that's Hagrid's house.
Yeah,
you know that's Hagrid's house.
Like, it still has all the pumpkins around it and everything too.
Yeah, that wasn't his, obviously. He kept the pumpkins when he moved in, even though it was someone else's house. See?
Yeah. It was pretty cool, man. Like that, I noticed some things like that. But yeah, you're right, man. I think even if I wouldn't have watched the movies, I think it would still be a good game, because the storyline from the get-go is just really, really good.
It's not taken for granted that you know anything. That's what I like about it. It's not saying, well, every Harry Potter fan would know this, so I'm just going to skim by it. No, it explains what it is, like
Mm-hmm.
all the games and all the different things. Like I never seen that the wand gaming with the balls.
Oh yeah. Can't
Never
remember
seen it
what it's
before in
called.
Harry Potter, but it was really cool they put new stuff in there that
Mm-hmm.
has to do, because you got to think about it. There can't just be fucking Quidditch in a magic school, like for like they had lesser sports, right?
Well, yeah, you would think so,
Like
right?
they
You
had
would.
chess fucking team. Like chess team, is that what you were playing the other day on the stream? That
Yep.
little with the balls and everything. Hell yeah, man.
I wish I knew what that was called. Now I can't remember. But where you're using magic to pull the balls towards you and try to stop them before they roll off. Anyway.
Yeah, you like pulling balls towards you. I know.
Yeah, well, that screwed me over that one time though with the bumper, man. I thought I had it perfect, and I'm pulling that thing in.
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
thing
yeah,
kicks.
and then it went boing and shot my ball off the side of the board.
It's
God damn
what's
it.
that? What's that game? It's not pool. It's the other game that uses the same. It's what is that? God, I can't
Got
remember. I
me.
don't. All right, you just keep talking. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, got me. I will say that I can tell where the game itself might not be for everybody. That like if you're coming from a first person shooter or something like that, and something more action packed, this is more of a storyline. There's lots of fucking cut scenes and dialogue and stuff like that. You know.
Snooker.
Yes, there you go. I do know.
Snooker
what that
has the
is.
bumpers and all that shit. Yeah.
But like some guys I work with and stuff, at first they weren't really getting into the game that much because there wasn't a whole lot of like action packed stuff. There's a lot of little side quests that don't, send you off on little directions and stuff. But every single person that you talk to has a dialogue to go through and stuff, which I think is kind of cool. It's a change from what I normally play, but it is kind of a slow paced at first, especially where because you don't really know anything at first, You
It needs to be slow like that.
Yeah.
Bro,
But
the combat's getting serious though.
yeah, dude, the combat I was impressed with. Like I
The
didn't know
spider?
how I was gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? But it is really good. It is really good. The combat with it being able to dodge and then the block spells, and then once you get up a few levels and you got several combat spells and stuff too, which is really good. And then
Oh wait, you got some more coming though.
yeah, oh yeah, a lot more. Yeah. Because I'm only level 20. Like I'm only level 20 right now, but I feel like I played enough to kind of give some sort of insight anyway. But,
Yeah. I mean, I'm level 22. I mean,
and then the part of the combat too is like a lot of the different mobs or whatever you're fighting have those shields that they put up, and you have to use a like spell, like
Yeah,
a
the like
red
color.
or yellow or purple or whatever to be able to break that and then be able to hit them. Also, skellies, you got to hit them with fire first before they'll be able to take any damage, stuff like that, which is pretty dope.
And this is all stuff that you learn as you're playing the game and getting better. There's a reason there's levels.
The story is amazing. Even with the side quests and stuff, like I said, there's dialogue for everything, bro. It's never like the side quests are just thrown in there, but there's always a story to go into it. So I need you to go do this for this reason and blah 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 blah. It doesn't just say here's a quest, go do it. It really goes into depth on everything, even the side quests and stuff.
See, I want to ask you about parts of the story, but I don't want to put out spoilers because the game has come out so soon.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. People are still playing it. That's for sure. I mean, there's.
Like I don't know what the main storyline is. Like I don't know. Like so you're streaming it right now, which I watched it a lot with you. But there's a lot of times that I'm at work, so I'll have to pop out and do something and come back.
The main storyline for me so far is trying to figure out about the ancient magic and stuff like that. Because there's, you're chasing down like from the very get go, you start seeing these little like where you can see these little kind of pop-ups or whatever little areas of ancient magic that you see, and you got to investigate those. And that's kind of as the story's going along, you're learning more and more about this ancient magic and shit like that. And then you go and end up finding this map room or whatever where you got to go through trials with these seekers or these keepers, I guess I should say, in the mirrors that are kind of teaching you or seeing if you're knowledgeable enough to get the information that they know about the ancient magic and things like that. But I've only done the first trial. I'm getting close. I'm ready to go do the second trial now, I think, but I haven't done it yet.
All right, let's go. All right, we'll pause this. Now I'm interested. I want to hear it.
My problem is that I'm probably done streaming it though.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'll probably have to try to find some time to play it off stream because I want to continue the story and keep playing it. But I just, with my channel, it's not the best game for me to be streaming, obviously. Plus, it's super saturated, man. On Twitch, there's I mean, who knows how many people streaming it? It's ridiculous. Tons.
I couldn't tell you. It's a lot, though, right? Like I said, it's big enough that Tails is streaming it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people. I mean, Gunny was doing it. There's a lot of people that we know.
At any given time, man, there's 130, 100 plus thousand people watching it at any given time right now. So
that is insane.
Yeah, I think at the peak, there's usually 130, 140, somewhere in there, 1,000 people watching. And when you got that many people, man, the list of streamers is just unreal. You know, you could scroll for pages. It's like GTA. You know what I'm saying? If you're streaming GTA,
saturated,
bro, you're super saturated. And this game's like that as well. This will die off, though. It's a single player game, so eventually it'll die off. But it's a great game and well worth the money, especially if you're a Potter fan. But even if you're not, it's still worth the money if you like the single player storyline type games.
And this, it's good. See, the thing that I like about it is the puzzles are not crazy. Right. Like, there's none of them that are really, like, super hard to figure out. Me sitting here watching you, I've been able to figure out most of them, except for that one that I asked you guys about. You guys explained to me how you to turn this, and turn this. Like, I get it now.
Right. Yeah.
If I don't like puzzles. I don't like games that have massive, hard puzzles in it. It's just, I understand people enjoy that part of the games. I get it. There needs to be a bypass feature. If you want to do that, that's great. But to me, for people like me, there needs to be like a cheat key that can go around it, or you know what I'm saying? Like make it. Right. I don't have time to fucking invest in these games like this anymore. Like, I work fucking 50, 60 hours a week. We do the podcast. I mean, editing this motherfucker is not quick.
Right.
So like, I'm spending time like that's my gaming time, but I give it up happily. But the gaming industry needs to help a brother out. Help me out a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and these puzzles, like I said, aren't, for one, there's like most of the puzzles aren't anything that you need to complete to be able to get through the game. A lot of them are like puzzles to get in the side doors and stuff to be able to maybe get a little bit of gold and maybe some kind of clothing or something like that. Nothing that's going to keep you from being able to play the game. And then some of the missions I've been on, though, there's some kind of puzzle things where you've got to cast a certain spell on something, to open a certain door and stuff like that. But it is, some of it can be kind of get you stuck a little bit, but it hasn't been anything that was like too crazy. Usually whatever needs to be done is right there within a certain area. You just got to figure out what order to light a certain thing.
You know what?
Move a certain thing.
I'm sorry. They did give a cheat code to this game.
Yeah, it's called my people in my stream.
No, Revelio.
Well, yeah,
Revelio.
That's true too.
That is,
yeah.
That's a cheat code for the and thinking about like what I was asking for, that definitely makes sense. Like they did that by doing that, and honestly, it is a spell in the movies, I guess. But
yeah, a lot of the times that Revelio or whatever it will at least give you an idea of where stuff's at and where you need to go and whatnot. And it also is just kind of cool because it even lights up shit that once you like put a talent point in it, you can make it to where it reveals further areas or bigger areas. So you can tell where chests are and things like that, where you need to kind of go. There's been a couple, like one or two puzzles. The one that was the hardest for me was one where you were in a cave or something and you had to use the luminous light and move these little butterflies from place to place. And
yeah, that was crazy.
You know what I'm talking about? But I didn't realize that I could cast and hit that deal multiple times to raise this pillar up higher than I thought. I could only hit it once and it wasn't raising up high enough to jump up. You know what I'm saying? I got stuck on that for a little bit until somebody, I think it was Chris or somebody, looked it up and told me, hey, you can cast and hit that thing like 2 or 3 times. And you're standing on this pillar. Oh, was it?
Yeah,
well, either way, I didn't figure you would have done anything useful for me. No, I'm joking.
I was just fastest to find it because Chris was looking for it too. I know there was a couple of us that were Googling for it. We try not to backseat game to help you out or anything, but when you ask for it, we'll find good shit.
Well, I would have been stuck on that for a little bit, dude. I was trying to figure that out.
A little bit? It would have been until you fucking just tripped the fucking and double fired. You're like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
I don't know why I didn't even think about trying to cast it again because normally the spells have a cooldown, but if it's in an instance in the game, that's one thing I've noticed. If you're not in combat or something, you can cast the spells over and over again without the cooldown. But if you're in combat, then there's a cooldown on them, which they've done for that reason, like on that puzzle there where you can cast it, multiple times to raise that pillar up as high as you need it to go or whatever.
I didn't notice
so that's kind of cool. Yeah, it takes away, like when you're not in combat, your spells don't really have the cooldowns on them.
That is interesting. See, something I learned today.
Yeah, so it's fun. And then, we got the big one coming up here, man. Thursday.
So it's big for you, but I don't know how big it is for everybody else.
It's big for a lot of the people in my community.
Oh yeah. For your community,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, in my community, that's kind of their jam is the survival games. Just like tonight playing DayZ, getting back into that. That's where we all come from.
Man,
really.
It felt good to play that game.
Yeah, that game's cool.
I'm so mad that I wasn't able to play longer.
Yeah, but we'll be back on it. I mean, come Thursday, for the people that don't know, the Sons of the Forest comes out, the prequel, or the sequel, I mean, not the prequel, sequel to the original Forest game. It's early release, so I don't know how good it'll be or if it'll be real buggy or whatnot, but it does come out the 23rd. Apparently, as of now, they haven't been any more setbacks. They decided to go ahead and release it in early access, so they don't have to push it back anymore, and they're just going to use the community to kind of help
to work through the shit.
Yeah, work through it,
I don't know if I like that, man. See, to me, the reason I enjoy watching Hogwarts as much as I do is because I don't see any crap. I don't see any broken, any spells, broken quests or anything like that, or things that are not working properly. Like the game mechanics and everything that we're looking at so far, it's been good. Now I'm going to tell you, I did talk to a friend last night, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I reported a bug. I guess some old 200 series GPUs, they don't load in one of the characters,
huh?
And it's like robes floating around with nothing inside of it. It's really trippy."
I do know I just had another update for it today as well.
Which
when I started up Steam, it was updating again. But as far as early access stuff, man, it doesn't bother. Like DayZ's early access still. It has been for 10 fucking years. That game will never be done. So coming from like the DayZ game and with the community and stuff, we're so fucking used to having some sort of bugs in games by playing DayZ that it's just
so true.
It's just normal, DayZ has got substantially better over the years, but when I first started playing DayZ, it was on console. And it was so fucked up.
I couldn't look down today.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. That was weird.
Was it Chris saying or someone was saying there's a hand bug now, and that might be what it is. So I had F5 when I logged.
Yeah. But anyway, with the Forest, man, I think I'm excited for it because of the way that the stuff I've watched, like I watched the IGN review and they were talking about the AI.
Send it to me, yeah.
And some cool stuff, man, like where some AI might be aggressive, some others may react in just curiosity, but then if you become aggressive towards them, then they may become more aggressive or just run away if they're not.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There were some games back in the day that touted that their AI would do stuff like that, but it was still, you could find patterns in it. I just hope there's no, you can't find patterns in this over time. What was it? The first one that touted real AI was SOCOM.
Yeah.
And they had the 3 people that you could talk around, whatever, and they were supposed to be AI, and you could tell them where to go, but they'd fight the way that they would fight. It was just linear. It was very linear in how they fought and whatever.
Well, this is going to be. I think they're going to combat that by there's just a lot of different groups in this one. There's a lot of different mobs and stuff like that, and they'll actually fight each other and have conflicts and whatnot. Also, with the weather changes and stuff like that, their behavior can change, or what they're wearing will change and stuff, and depending on how you react to them and treat them, or as well, will change things. And then one of the videos I watched said that there was a relatively calm tribe in this one area of these mutated whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
And then there was a cave that was blocked off, and when he broke into that cave, there was another group inside the cave that got out. And then next thing you know, that area was really volatile because those two tribes were in the same area and they were fighting each other and became really aggressive and stuff, and it changed that whole area in the game because he let that other tribe out.
You sent me the video, dude. I was very intrigued by it. And in all honesty, I would probably play this game if it had modern weapons.
It does have some.
See, I would want a lot of them. The reason I like DayZ is because there's modern weapons in it. That's the biggest thing. You're not out there looking for a fucking piece of wood and a string to fucking make a bow and arrow. You're out there looking for an M4. That stuff speaks to my heart. I like gunfighting and things like that. in a tactical situations. I just don't like bow and arrows and shit.
See, I like both, man. I like both because, like, in a survival situation, more times than not, you're not going to have fucking millions of guns sitting around. Unless it's in the U.S. Then you'd be able to find guns everywhere. But in a survival situation where you're flying somewhere and you just crash in the middle of the jungle, there's not going to be a fucking shit ton of guns and shit like that anywhere. But this one, the last one, there wasn't any. This one, there are some. There's a pistol and shotgun and different things like that, but ammo's limited, you know, so I don't know how much you're going to actually be able to use them.
I don't know.
But I know, like, in the first one, like, you could go searching, you could find, like, katanas and different types of weapons and stuff that you would locate throughout the map and as you explored and come across, you know, different things that you could use. Another thing that I really like about this one is, like, most of the times I love the building in survival games. The building to me is fun. And in this one, most of the time when you have, like, when you're building, you place it down what you want to build, and it's like a blueprint, and then you get the logs or whatever, and you just fill it in.
That was cool. I saw that. Yeah.
And then in this one, you can build that way, but you also can do like a free build where you can place stuff however you want to place it, and so it really opens up your options. Like, I think you could probably build like a circular building rather than it having to be squared, you know, or even like a squared building with one corner circular where you could build like a tower up on that one spot or something like that, you know, which would be pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of building like in those games. Like, I loved the base the base in Shannar's we had. Like, I liked that. We didn't have a whole lot of walls we had to build, like, or that were needed. It was really cool. Like, I liked that. It was very secure, and it was what it was needed. Other than that, I just really have no, like, I see, like, I've watched videos of people actually building out full bases of their own, like, freestanding floors and everything like that. And to me, it feels like a waste of time. And it's okay.
Tedious.
It's extremely tedious, and I just don't have that in me to do that kind of stuff.
Especially in DayZ, it's tedious because you got to go find the nails, then you got to have the tools, and then you got to have the stuff to repair the tools because the tools break after you use them a little bit, and so on and so forth. You know, it's very, very tedious to build.
So with that being said, knowing how tedious it is, shout out to Stretch if you're listening, bro. Your fucking bases made my life so much more better in DayZ. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, well, and it makes a big difference, too, when you got a large group out there, like, you know, looking, because on DayZ sometimes we would have large groups, possibly, I don't know. We'll find out if he says anything or not, but having a large group that's out there looking really makes a big difference, too, because if you got, you know, 5, 6, 7, 10 people working on one base, then it comes
like 15
together
fucking people
a lot better, yeah.
I feel like 15 people that base, which, in the new game you're getting, there's an 8-person co-op.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my wonder is how that's going to work. Like, is there going to be one of y'all has to host it? Like, will you be able to host it every time? And then you can't, like on SnowRunner, we open up your map and we open on your world. We do those things. That would be what it hopefully could be. That's
what it's going to be, is like I would have to start it up, then people would join me and then play in my world. You know what I'm saying? And so then, like, when I wasn't online, they would have to play their own game or join somebody else's or whatever. But then when I am playing, then they can join up and help me on, you know, the co-op server that we're playing on. Because anytime I play, it's going to be in co-op, you know. So it'll be anybody that wants to join or has the game will be able to join up and play. So. But yeah, that's what it'll be, is I'll have to host it or start it up, I imagine. I don't think it'll be something to where, like, when I'm not online, other people will still be able to be on there and building and playing and things, you know.
It's a cheap game. It's a cheap enough game that I will probably
It'd be $30, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's cheap enough. That was the problem I had with DayZ. It was fucking $50-$60 always.
Well, yeah, and it's been out 10 years or something,
yeah,
you know. Crazy.
Like, fuck off. And then they have all these DLCs now, too?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
Yep.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So I think the rotation now is going to end up being the Forest and then DayZ. Obviously, for when the Forest first comes out, I may be playing that for a couple weeks, but as that wears, you know, I'll probably jump back and forth between those two and try to stick with the survival genre.
It just depends on how exciting the game is. It depends on. Yeah, it depends. One, is it a good game? Two, is it going to be a not too buggy? And three, is it exciting for you to stream? Like, you know, Hogwarts is a great fucking game. But it's not a great game for you to stream. It's not getting any extra viewers.
No, it's not.
And which is fine. You're playing because you wanted to play.
Yeah, I wanted to do. I mean, I just wanted to play it. I wanted to try it. Is all that was. And now that I've done it enough to know, hey, this is a cool game. And when I have some time from time to time, I'll probably play it on my own time. But for my channel purposes and the community and stuff like that, man, our bread and butter for my channel is survival. Games,
yeah.
So that's just
which is why I don't know how the fuck I hung out with you guys.
well, because you came around during the GTA days.
Oh yeah, that's.
I've done a lot of GTA RP. So,
but I've played a ton of fucking survival with you guys now. Like I played Daisy.
Well, survival's a lot more fun with friends too.
Yes.
Than playing by yourself.
That's how the fuck it works. That's how survival is. Being fucking in the wilderness by yourself fucking sucks. You had some couple friends and you can get some shit done. But let's see, I played Daisy, played Stranded Deep, played Grounded. What else?
Which sucked. That game sucks.
I fucking hated that game.
Yeah, that game was trash. I hated that fucking game.
What else? What other survival games have we played?
I don't know what other ones you've played.
That's it.
I've played a bunch, dude. But
that's 3 more than I ever thought I would.
Atlas and Ark I played. I played Ark. What else did I fucking play? I played a bunch, man.
It's on Game Pass.
Ark is? Yes. It's not for me. You want to see somebody that knows how to play Ark, watch Hillbilly Willie. Yeah.
I've watched him play.
Them boys get out with some Ark, dude.
Yeah, I've watched him play. It looks fun when he plays, but I know I couldn't do it.
Right.
That's like watching when Daisy I just couldn't play it.
Hillbilly's been asking me to play The Forest, man. I probably need to join up with him too because it'd be fun. You know, I need to start playing with other streamers more. Is what I need to do to really start growing the channel and whatnot. But
I always tell you when you're gonna leave, raid somebody that's bigger than you.
Well, yeah, not even that though. It's more like doing actually playing the game together and whatnot.
Raiding, playing together.
I hate the fact my biggest thing is I don't want to leave my guys out that are wanting to play, because I got a good group that's wanting to play with me on stream and stuff, and I hate to fucking no, sorry, I'm gonna go play with this other guy that's streaming, So.
Okay, but think about it like this: of the guys that play with you, there isn't a fucking one of them that would say, "I want you to be my friend," rather than go try to be successful in your channel.
Oh, I know that. No,
well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter then. If you picked one day a week that you played with us, and the rest of the time played with another streamer, it wouldn't be a fucking deal. It wouldn't be a deal breaker for anyone. No one would be pissed off as long as you made time for your friends, man. You know what I'm saying? That's serious though. No one's gonna talk shit about that.
Thursday when this thing comes out, man, I gotta work, but I do have a doctor's appointment that I gotta go to, so hopefully I'll be able to go live a little early Thursday on the Forest and see what this thing's all about. Another cool thing, which I know you already saw as well, but for people listening that haven't, is there's an AI guy, I guess, when you're playing single player that can help you and go out and help gather. You can tell him whether he wants to gather, wood or rocks or whatever the hell you need him to, which is fine. He doesn't talk. He's got some kind of head injury from the crash. You start out and you're in a helicopter crash or some shit. So you have a notepad. You can command him what to do, and he kind of reads it or whatever. But one of the things I thought was really cool is if you decide you don't want to play with this AI guy, you don't go into the settings and turn him off or anything. You have to actually execute him, and that's what deactivates.
I thought that was fucking
game,
cool. Yeah,
which I thought was pretty dope. It's oh, you don't want this guy around anymore? Just shoot him in the fucking head, and he's gone. But
it was very specific. You gotta shoot him in the head, not shoot him in the arm, not shoot him in the leg.
You gotta execute the dude.
You gotta execute this motherfucker. I love that.
Another thing that they showed was there's some kind of actual one of the mutants or the a chick or something, 3-legged chick that you can start hanging out with and stuff. And if you're cool with her, the next thing you know, she'll become an ally and start helping you as well, which was pretty cool. So yeah, pretty dope. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man.
It's going to be interesting to watch. The horror part of it, I'm not interested in. That's one part of it. I don't know. I played some horror games that I really didn't care for, and some that I really liked. So I don't know.
Well, people like to watch me jump and get scared. But yeah, you know how people like to watch me jump and get scared and things like that. So
I did it twice tonight.
But anyway,
I paid my hard-earned dollars to watch you piss your pants. It cracks me up.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah,
I got you twice tonight. Really good.
You gave me a heart attack a couple times, man, sitting there messing around with that. But
that was good shit.
Anyway, Well, I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. Should be a good one.
Absolutely.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I can actually survive. I don't know really what to expect past that because I didn't want to watch anything that had anything to do with spoilers over the game or anything like that, you know.
Yeah,
my son's here and opened the door and my dog came running in, so
I know what happened.
Mask that a little bit, you know. But anyway, it's all part of the fun of being live when you're doing this stuff.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna build us a motherfucking castle and kill a bunch of mutant babies.
Yeah, that fucking. What was that game that was doing? Had the zombie babies? Days Gone.
Oh yeah, Days Gone has the zombie like kids, but the first Forest had zombie or mutant babies that would come after you. They'd like crawl around and just like start jumping at you. And now this one has freaking the same. This has mutant babies in it as well. So there's going to be a little infant baby mutants coming after you and stuff. So it's pretty freaky stuff.
This is way off topic, but that is why I started watching The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah?
I started watching the first night it premiered. It was Halloween. My kids were with their mom. I was by myself at my house, and I was just flipping through the channels, and I saw this fucking sheriff walking down the road with a gas can in his hand. I'm like, Oh, what is this? I did not watch any previews or anything. I stumbled upon it in the first opening scene. It was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker shoots a kid in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, Oh, what show is this? It was crazy.
We started watching The Last of Us. I watched the first 3. I think my son's watched the 5. There was only 5 out that we could watch anyway.
I'm not watching it. I haven't played the game yet.
It's like a lot of slow paced stuff, but they're not even really zombies. They're infected. You know, it's a fungus type infection.
The fungus.
It's pretty nasty, dude. Like it's pretty gross. They got these fucking little like tentacle looking things coming out of their mouth, which is the fungus growing inside of them and stuff. It's pretty, I don't know. Some of that shit creeps me out, bro. For real.
Creeps me out.
Yeah. So I just watched a couple of that, and yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, man. Hopefully you'll get the game. If not, I understand. Once you watch it play a little bit, I hope it plays pretty decent. I can tell you the first Forest game was a lot of fun, and it ran pretty good. So I have high hopes for it. I know it's going to be early access, so there's bound to be some kind of issues. But
you say you like issues in games, so you're
fine. I don't know if I like them. I'm just used to them. You know, most games nowadays it seems like don't come out polished. With the experience I've had with Hogwarts has been, I haven't really experienced anything wrong with Hogwarts.
Yeah, minor issues. Minor.
Yeah, if anything, I think I went through one door that didn't open, and you just walked through the door, and that was about it. So
that's nothing.
All right, brother. I'm looking forward to it. And, maybe next week when we record, we can talk about the first, day or two of playing it. So,
absolutely. Sounds great to me.
All right, brother. Hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Two Fried Eggs Podcast with my boy Dolph and myself, Bosch Gaming. Drop a follow, like, subscribe, wherever you're at. And we love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, yeah, brother. Have a good night.
You too, bro.
Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe below if you like our content. New episodes dropping every Friday. Stay tuned.